Hello student, this is force table, or you can say it is a vector table of engineering mechanics practical. So what we have to do, we have to find out the equilibrium condition, and we are going to find out the resultant force and the angle. And how can we do that? For example, we will take these two are forces F1 and F2, and this one should be the resultant. And this is the ring which we have to balance it, and keep it in mind whenever you are going to perform this practical, you should make your bubble at the center. When you will get your bubble at the center, so your apparatus will get leveled, and when it is done so what you have to do, you are going to put weights in it. So this is the fish wire, this is the ring which is used for the balance, and what you have to do, you have to make it balance. For example, how can you do it? I will tell you here. For example, what we are going to do, for example, this 90 degree and this 90 degree, this is positive x-axis and this is the negative x-axis. So it is completely up to you, whatever the x-axis you are taking it. For example, it is starting from 0 here, so what you have to do, this is the positive x-axis, this is the negative x-axis. So this is positive y-axis, and this is I am taking it negative y-axis. So what I am going to do, I am going to take these forces like how. So for example, I have to open this ring and I can able to move this. So for example, I am moving from positive x-axis to 40 degree. So I am going to fix it over here, and keep it in mind, it will come at the center. When you fix it, so what you are going to do, so, and this is your negative x-axis. So I am moving it towards here. For example, it is making an angle 25 degree over here. So I will put at 25 degrees. So this is F1 force and this one is the F2 force. So let me bring it to the here, and I am going to put it here. And right now I don't know the position or theta r or fr of this force, because I have to calculate it. So what I am going to do it, first of all, you have to put these fish wires on the pulleys. So it should be on the pulleys to avoid any kind of ambiguity. And what I am going to do, I have to bring this ring at the center. So how can I do it? For example, I am taking these weights, here are the weights, and this is of 10 gram, this is of 10 gram, and these are the weights of the 10 gram. So for example, I am taking, this is 10 gram, 20 gram, 30 gram. So this is 30 gram in this. And for example, in this, what I am going to take it, 10 gram, 10 gram, 10 gram, 30 gram, and then 40 gram. So I will put it, for example, this is 40 gram. So F1 is 40 gram, it is lying at the angle of 40 degree from the positive x-axis, it is at the negative x-axis 25 degree, and its weight is 30 gram and it is 40 gram. So keep it in mind, these are the weights in grams. So what we have to do, we have to convert these weights in grams into Newton. So how can we do it? You know it, force equals to mass into acceleration. So we will multiply the mass, which is in grams, into 9.81 meter per second square, that is the gravity, and we have to divide with the 1000 because we have to convert these gram into kilogram. So it will convert it into the kilogram, and when you multiply it with meter per second square 9.81, so what will happen, you will get the forces in Newton. Now I have to balance this ring, and how can I do that? So let me tell you, I will move this ring, this pulley, here and there when it comes into balance condition. For example, I will put it here and it is not getting balanced right now. So what I have to do, I will put weights in it. So I will get the value of the force Fr. So right now it is 20 grams. So let me fix it. So I am going to put different weight over here, and I will try it whether it is getting fixed or not, it is getting balanced or not. So I am going to put more weights over here, and now you can see that it is moving. So for example, you can see over here, it should come at the center. So how it can be at center? So let me reduce the weight because it is getting out. So you have to balance it by making changes in the angle, and you can balance it by making changes in the weight as well. So in that way you will be able to get the weights. So now I hope so it is fixed, and now it is balanced. So you can see it is somehow balanced and it is coming in the center. So you will get your FR from here. Theta R will be 79 degree and its weight is 20, 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 80 grams. So you will get your FR from here and theta R from here. So this is the way to calculate resultant force and angle of resultant force on the force table by using force table or the vector table. Hopefully you will understand it and you can do it yourself. Thank you so much. Students, what you have to do in the practical number 1, or you can say the experiment number 1 of engineering mechanics in civil engineering department. So the objective of this experiment is to determine the resultant of forces in equilibrium. You remember that how can we find out the resultant force of different forces of one or more than two forces that by using parallelogram method. So what you have to do now, you have to find out the resultant forces by applying equilibrium condition using vector force apparatus, or you can say force table apparatus, and it is also known as vector table apparatus. So what we are going to do, this is the apparatus. You can see this is the side view of the apparatus. First you have to do what, you have to balance this apparatus. So how can you do it? You will find the bubble on its leg, and what you have to do, you will have to make the bubble at the center. So how can you do it? You should rotate these screws which are on the legs of this apparatus. You can say force table or vector table apparatus. So you when you rotate these screws, so you will get your apparatus balance, because why you are going to make your bubble at the center? Because you if your surface is rough or it's wavy, so what will happen, the apparatus will remain on the plane surface by arranging or by making a bubble at the center. So what we are going to do, we have three weights are hanging over here. You can see you have to take two forces, that F1 and F2, and the third one should be the resultant force. So I already explained in the experiment that how can you perform this experiment. You can see here is the theory, there is the procedure here. So, and this is the observation table. So what you have to do, you have to take three values over here. So you will write down the F1 value, theta 1 value, F2 value, theta 2 value. It is these are the values you have taken it yourself. And what are the analytical result? You have to calculate it by applying parallelogram method, which you have done in the theory, that how can you find out the resultant of the two forces. And here will be the practical values. How can you find out, how did you get, what are the values you get it in the force table experiment. So when you will get both the values, what you have to do, you have to find out the percentage error. And for the percentage error, what you have to do, first you have to take the practical result minus analytical result divided by the practical result. And it can be like this, you have to take the higher value first. So you have if you are not taking the higher value first, and if you are getting your value in the negative, so what you have to do, you have to apply the modulus there. So you will get your value positive. So you have to see how much percentage error is you get it from the values between the analytical result and the practical result. Hopefully you will understand it. What are the calculations you have to do it? You have to you have done the experiment, and after doing the experiment, you have to calculate the resultant force of the two forces by using parallelogram method. So you have to solve three numericals here, because you have to get three values over here. So use the method of parallelogram method to find the magnitude and direction of the resultant force. Then what you have to do, you have to plot the graph between resultant force Fr on y-axis and its angle theta on x-axis of analytical and practical results to show comparison graphically between them using Microsoft Excel. So you can read these precautions as well. Conclusion, what you have to write down, it is to be concluded that what is the effect of the angle. For example, angle is increasing, so resultant force is increasing or decreasing. If the angle is decreasing, so what is the impact is coming on the resultant force, whether it is increasing or decreasing. So you have to discuss the graph over here in the conclusion. So next, what I am going to tell you, you have to take three cases here. First case is that when you are taking two forces, so the weight of these forces should be defined. You can see F1 equals to 40 grams, and you know very well the F1 force should be in Newton. So what you have to do, you will take, because you have the weights in the experiment in grams, it is not in Newton. So what you have to do, when you are doing your calculation, so you have to convert this value into Newton. So how can you do that? You have to multiply 40 into 9.81, because that is gravity force equals to mass into acceleration. So you can also say that F equals to mg. You should have to multiply 40 grams to 9.81 and divided by 1000, because you have to convert it into kgs. Then your answer will be in Newton. So what you have to do, you have to put the 40 grams weight over here, for 30 grams weight over here. With these are the defined cases, you have to go for these three cases, but you can do it your own self as well. If you want to take different weights, or you want to take different angles, so you can do it, and you can go for that. But I must tell you over here, if you are going for these three cases, so it's okay, it's enough for you that at this level, if you are able to do, or if you are able to experiment only for the two forces and you are getting your resultant force, so it is enough. So what you have to do, you have to take these three cases, 30 degree, 45 degree. The second case will be F1 equals to 30 grams, F2 equals to 50 grams, 40 degree, 60 degree. And then you have to check where FR and theta R is going to be settled, and make your ring is at the center. So how can you balance it? So it's up to you how you are doing so. And this is the third case in which you are going to take angle 30 degree, 40 degree, F1 equals to 50 grams and F2 equals to 30 grams. So what are you going to do? You have to, when you are going to solve this theoretically, so what you have to do, you have to make the parallelogram over here. Let me tell you here, how can you do that? I just want to give you an example. So you have to make it like this line, because you are making parallelogram here. And then you have, I am going to take it this line. So you will make it like this, and you are going to make your, so you have to do these calculations in your manual, because you have spaces given in the manual. You have enough spaces in the manual to you can do, you will be able to do these calculations. So this will be the FR, and you know well, if this is F2 equals to 30 grams, so what does it mean by that? F2 equals to 0.29 Newton. So it will be F2, this is F1, so this one is F1, and this will be FR. So you have to calculate it. This is the way you can do it, not on the PowerPoint. You have to do all the calculations in your manuals. So I'm moving towards the graph. How can you make the graph? Let me tell you. This is the result which I have taken, or you can say I have assumed right now. So whatever the values you are getting it, you have to write down practical result, analytical result. Whatever the FR and theta are you are getting in the practical result, or you can say experimentally, or whatever the values you are getting analytically. So what you have to do, you have to plot the graph. You have to go in the insert option, and you are going to select this one graph, and this is one is scatter with smooth lines and markers. So what you have to do, you have to go and select data, and you should add here, and you are going for example practical result. You will write down practical result over here. And what are you going to do? At x-axis you are going to take theta, and at y-axis you are going to take FR. FR is in Newton, or obviously theta is in degrees. So you should write down the units as well. This is done. And now you are going to add analytical results. So it's kind of graphical comparison between the two values. So analytical result. So series X value will be what? I'm going to select it. And this X value is theta R, and analytical result, and series Y value is FR in analytical result. So I have selected it, and you can see the graph is plotted, and you can see the how much difference is coming out in the graph. So these are the values are. Now, students, what you have to do in this practical, you have to draw the graph between FR and angle of FR. So how can you do that? Let me tell you. First of all, you have to write down analytical result over here. You you can write analytical result or theoretical result, whatever you want to write it down, you can write it down. And then what you have to do, you have to make it margin center. And I'm going to copy it here, and this will be the practical result. This will be the practical result. So what I have to do, this will be theta R, you can say, and you can write down FR. And this will be insert. You have to go in the insert option symbol, and let me take it theta from here. Insert it, and this will be theta R. So what you have to do, you have to select this R and go into the format cell options and make it subscript. Here what you have to do, you have to make it subscript. Okay, done. Now let me copy it and paste it here, because we will consider both the values. And now I am going to make it bold. I want to represent it very well and make it into the center. So I am just taking in imaginary values, and for example, FR is in Newton. So obviously it is taking as subscript. So what I have to do it, let me select it. So let me copy this one and paste it here. So what I have to do now, what you have to do, it is again taking it as superscript. Let me go in this format cells, and now it's done. Obviously theta are in degrees, you know it. So now what I am going to take it 0.47. It is an imaginary value 0.51. I just want to tell you how can you draw the graph. 0.59, and the angles are 65, 72, and then 95. And FR values for the practical result is 0.5. Then again it is 0.5. Then it is 0.6. Theta R is 62. So the next one is 73, and the third one is 93. Now you have to draw the comparative analysis graph between the analytical result or practical result. So how can you do that? I just want to make it representable. So let me take all the values in the center and make it bold. So hope so it is looking better now. Now I'm going to tell you how can you draw the graph of this. So hide floating meeting control, and now I'm going to in the insert option, and I'm going for the scatter graph, and I'm taking this one. scatter with smooth lines and markers. It has drawn itself. So I'm going into the select data options and remove every, whatever the graph it is making. So now I'm writing analytical result. So you can compare the values. So I am taking FR at the y-axis and theta R at x-axis. So I'm taking at y-axis FR. It's over. It's done. Now I will add another graph for the practical result. So put x value theta R taking and y value is FR. So now it's okay. It's done. Now I'm going to select the x-axis because it is have major differences is 20. So I'm taking 5 major unit. So it's done. This will be the graph and it is showing that your values, analytical and practical values are nearest one. And you can add axis title over here. So how can you do that? You can put a chart title as well. Axis title will be what? Angle in degrees. So you should write angle in degrees. Angle in degrees. So in axis title, what you have to take, resultant force in Newton. Okay, done. Hopefully it will be easier for you and it will be helpful for you to make the graph of this experiment after watching this video. Comparative analysis. You can give the title of comparative analysis of practical and analytical result. Analytical and practical. It's up to you now. How can you represent your data? So I am going to add here what? I am going to put legends. So it will represent you which color is showing, which color coding is showing that it is analytical result or which one is the practical result. Hopefully it will be understandable for you. So it will be clear to all of you.